Territories has got arguably the best pedigree of any stallion in the country. He's by the same sire as I'm Invincible, and we've all seen how dominant I'm Invincible's been in recent times. And he's from the family of our champion stallion Street Cry, as well as Shamardale, who Shamardale only came to Australia for a short number of years, but he also had a big impact in his short time while he was here. And obviously Street Cry, as everyone knows, has become famous for being the sire of the world's best horse in Winx. So it's a phenomenal pedigree, and we're very fortunate to have him here at Kelvinside. Territories was a superstar. He was sharp enough to win over 1200 metres as a juvenile at Chantilly. He then was an extremely unlucky runner-up at Group 1 level as a juvenile, but it was as a 3-year-old that he really excelled. It took an exceptional colt in Glen Eagles to beat him in the 2000 Guineas. He settled well back in the field, almost last, weaved his way through the field and picked up everyone except Glen Eagles. And then his crowning moment was in the Prix Jean Prat in France, a Group 1 mile, a prestigious Group 1 mile, and he showed an electric turn of foot that day and proved far too good for his rivals. The champion stallions have certainly shown that they've got an exceptional turn of foot on the racetrack, and Territories did that. He would settle back in his races. He has a great temperament. You would have seen when you were filming him here how quiet a horse he is. He's got a lovely temperament. He's lovely and relaxed in the early stages of his races, and then he'd come with a withering burst in the final stages. He's a very durable horse, and that's typical of the Invincible Spirit line. Territories is actually in the very similar mould to his sire. And that is the breed though. They're tough, they're durable, they're sound horses, and they race on. The longer he's out here, he's obviously here for his second year this year, and more people have seen him. And more and more people are really warming to him and liking what they see. So at our recent open day where we parade all our stallions, he stole the show.
Oh, he's an absolute powerhouse. I'd be surprised if he doesn't do a job here in Australia. After seeing him walking around there today, I thought the photo in our book that we had probably didn't do him justice. He's really come on. As I said, he's got that invincible spirit look about him, and you know how good they are in Australia.
Territories, I like the invincible spirit. Strong horse, let down magnificently in the last 12 months, having seen him last year. And I think he's a quality horse, can add quality to the Australian broodmares.
He's come back probably 30 or 40 kilos heavier than he was last year, and he's a very, very hard horse to fault physically. He's good size, he's got great depth of girth, and what I love most about him is his hind end. He's got real power behind the saddle. He's great as you watch him walk away from you, strong through the hocks, and he's a really, really good physical specimen. We're all looking for the perfect outcross to Danehill. I've talked to breeders every day, and 3/4 of them there have got Danehill in them somewhere. So everyone's looking for the ideal outcross, and we think he's that. He's physically, he suits the Danehill mares, and certainly on pedigree he suits the Danehill line mares as well. The positivity about the Territories foals around the Hunter Valley has been fantastic. They're strong, they're like him. He's really stamping them. They're good size, they're strong, great hind ends on them. And I've got no doubt when the marketplace sees them at the weanling sales later next year, they're really going to like what they see. For the quality of horse he is, to think you can go to a horse that was a Group 1 winning miler in France, of one of the best mile races in France. He ran second in Europe's premier mile race for 3-year-olds, the 2000 Guineas. He was elite. And to think you can get access to a horse by Invincible Spirit from the family of Street Cry and Shamardale for $16,500, it's terrific value.